My name is Valerie Davis, and I have lived on 10th Street approximately 7 years. Um, when I first moved over here, it was a hot mess. Um, I grew up on the north side of Indianapolis, and my family, parents, and everything, nobody would come down here to see me because it was like a no place to go. So it was very lonely for me, but I tried to make an impact by asserting myself and meeting my neighbors and trying to be involved in the community. After I lived here for a few years, I saw that it is a community. It's a thriving community. It has possibilities, and I wanted to be involved in it. I had never been involved in a community before. As far as I lived on the Upper North Side, I grew up on the Upper North Side. I went to North Central High School. I went to college, and you don't even know your neighbors. But when I moved over here, I found it gratifying to meet and know my neighbors. As far as first of all, when I ran the food pantry, that was a great way to know neighbors. I knew people by names. They didn't have to register because I knew who they were, and everybody knew Miss Valerie. That's what I'm known as on the Near East Side, Miss Valerie. And am I rambling?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I do know one thing that when my daughter did come home to live with me, she lived in Kentucky. When she did come home to live with me, she was amazed. I didn't have a car, and we walked everywhere, to the library, to the Kroger, to the church. Everything was walking distance, and she was amazed that, Mommy, everybody knows you. You know, I know the hookers, I know the drug dealers, I know the homeless, I know the church people, I know the police. You know, everybody knows Miss Valerie. And she was just amazed, and I said, you do right, and you try to treat people how you want to be treated, and that's my motto,
So, you've lived here for 7 years, or you moved here? Okay. What originally made you decide to move here?
Well, my story is I became homeless, and I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I worked 18 years at the Postal Service, and I had a good job, and I had 2 cars, and I had a nice apartment, and I crashed. And when I crashed, it was devastating, and just like anything else, a lot of families don't understand mental illness, and they didn't want to be bothered. So I came over here I actually was dropped off at the Horizon House, and that was it, as far as my familial input, and I made my way over here, and I'm very grateful, please put this, I'm very grateful and thankful for the John H. Bonner Community Center. I utilize this center every day. Every day I came over here looking for a job, or looking for housing, or looking for support, and I can honestly say that they saved my life, At first they were real receptive, because I think a lot of people over here, when they work, they get burnt out on people in our community, because it is such a gimme community, as far as, people want to take, but I actually got negative input from my first social worker, who will remain nameless. But I knew that because of my upbringing with 2 parents and professional parents, and went to school and went to college, that I needed to do something for myself. So, lo and behold, I made my way up the chain of command, and I ended up in James Taylor, the CEO of the Bonner Center's office, and he was amazed. basically like he told me, what is she doing here? And I told him my story. I want help. I want to do the right thing. I want to better myself, you know. But I need people to believe in me and to help me. And he set the ball rolling and got me a new social worker who believed in me. And I got bus passes to go on interviews and did my Social Security thing for disability because everybody said that I needed to be on disability because I do suffer from severe depression and anxiety / bipolar. But anyway, I got my, the day I was getting my second interview to go somewhere, because my social worker had discouraged me from going out. You need to sit tight, Valerie. I think you're going to get your disability. You know, I must have looked a hot mess. I was very teary, very, you know, and lo and behold, I came in to check in. I didn't have a phone, so I checked in on the call board every day. I checked in on the job board every day. And Wanda said, Wanda Wyatt, she's I love her to death, social worker here. She said, Valerie, you got some mail on Social Security. And I don't remember, but I was told that I hit the floor because I was approved and I got my check. And I always had promised, I'm a Christian, so I had promised God if he would make a way for me to support myself and my daughter, that I promised that I would just give back to the community. I just needed to wait to make a living, you know. So I received housing over here at the Brookside Apartments. Am I rambling?
No.
Okay. When I received my housing at the Bonner Center, at the Brookside Apartments through the Bonner Center, I remember that it was filthy. It was so nasty. It didn't have a lock on my door, it didn't have anything. But you know what? I wanted to move in then. I closed the door, propped a chair against it, put me my trash bags with my clothes and laid on the floor, and I can't even relate how good a feeling that was to be able to close your door and have your own space, because I was living people to people, and you know, like I said, a lot of people over here are like parasites and they wanted to use you. And I just wasn't into that. I just didn't want to get caught up into that, and I made a conscious decision that I was not going to go down that road, but it was so hard. But anyway, I got my apartment over there. Then I worked hard to get my daughter back home from Kentucky, and she finally came home, and she was told by the courts in Kentucky that Indianapolis was a drug-infested, crime-riddled, urban blight. So I had to convince her it'll be okay, because when you're with mommy, as long as we can close our door, you'll be fine. So she came home, and I enrolled her in public schools, IPS 74 down the street, the magnet, Spanish immersion magnet. And she did very well. She was in the gifted and talented program. And I'm the type of mother, I'm a hands-on mother. I walked her to school, I walked home, I walked her to lunch, walked for her at lunch, I walked home, and I walked to pick her up. I was very involved in her. However, not to say disparaging remarks about IPS, but they didn't do a very good service. So I looked around for other schools, and lo and behold, I was accepted and enrolled her in a Christian private school called the Oaks Academy at 23rd and Park. She excelled very well. In fact, she's graduating June 1st from 8th grade, and she got an honor roll, head of school, track, volleyball, the Timothy Award, the National Latin Exam, and because of her hard work and my dedication, I hope, pushing her, she received a full scholarship to Park Tudor, the most prestigious school in the city. So we live in the ghetto, but we still have dreams and aspirations to, I always tell her, you know, anything is possible if you achieve and you believe, you can do it. So,
wonderful.
That's where we stand.
Okay. So, you mentioned that he thought a lot of people were like parasites, or acted like they were owed something instead of going out and getting it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Why do you think your mentality was fundamentally different than that?
I think by the grace of God, my mentality is different because of my home training. And I know, I see it. I don't know how to explain it, but I believe it's generational, that, you know, you live off the system, or somebody owes you something, you don't have to work for it. I really saw it when I ran the pantry in my church. Miss Valerie, can I have this, or can I have that, or can I have diapers? I mean, I tell people I'm plan A. You need plan B. I'm not supposed to give you diapers till your child is potty trained, you know. Or I've had older women like me come and want female hygiene sanitary products, and I'm like, if you bleed every week, you need to go to the doctor because something's wrong, you know. I know the game from living out here and having hard knocks, because I was very jaded when I came here, very naive. I didn't know, but people sell things, they'll sell anything they get, and I'm very straightforward. I'm one of you. I came there, been that. I know what you're doing, and if I find out, I can't handle it, because there's too many deserving people and families that do need help. And this nonsense about trying to get over, or selling the food and household products that I give you is ridiculous. It just defeats the whole purpose of a pantry, of giving back.